Welcome to Anything Everything Garage Sale Flipping. This week we're going to do things a little bit differently. Unfortunately, this past Saturday there weren't enough garage sales to capture enough footage to make a full episode out of it. So what I thought we could do is recap the 2 garage sales that we did come across, because we did get some pretty awesome finds there, but then show you what I found locally, and went on a spree honestly to find these things locally because of the lackluster weekend. So I wanted to make up for that day, and I was able to find some pretty awesome scores. So let's jump into it. The very first garage sale that we went to, we found 2 Xbox consoles for $30, and it included 2 controls, one which we ended up tossing out because it didn't actually work, but it also included 2 Xbox games that allowed us to test it and make sure that it worked. So that was a pretty good find. I think we can get a solid like anywhere between 80 to 100, being conservative, and depending on how quick we want to sell it. But what was interesting about that garage sale, and unfortunately I can't show you the footage, is immediately when I walked up, the seller noticed that I had my GoPro on, and immediately he was like, "Oh, is that recording?" And I didn't want to lie, so I said yes. He asked, "Oh, you have to stop recording. This is private property. I do not consent." He was a little bit like touchy on it. So for me, it made no difference. I said, "Okay, like not a big deal. We can delete it. I'll stop recording." But beyond that, he also asked, like, "Can I see you delete it?" Like, I'm sorry, I'm being a little bit pushy, but that's the reason I'm moving out of state. Like, things are just a little crazy here, and I just prefer not to be on camera. I don't know where that's going to end up, and I didn't want to ask too many questions as to why he's paranoid to be on, some footage, but deleted it, and I'm glad that was all resolved, because shortly after, I'm still looking around and I say, "Hey, do you happen to have any video games, any bats, the typical things that I'm always asking for?" And he did. He ended up saying, "Oh, I have 2 Xbox consoles and I think a few accessories with it that I haven't taken out. Do you want to take a look?" All day. So that's how we ended up getting those 2 Xbox consoles. Now, the next garage sale, I do have footage for, so I'm not going to say anything yet. Take a look, and we'll be back in a sec. Good morning. You guys have any video games by any chance?
No.
Oh.
Well, we got gaming.
You got, yeah. Oh, okay.
The whole thing goes together, though.
Got it.
I mean, it doesn't all go together.
Yeah, but you want to try to sell it as a lot. What were you asking for on it?
Subby would. Are you looking for that gaming box?
No worries. Take your time. No rush. No rush.
It goes on a computer.
Yeah.
Because my husband.
He knows all about it.
Okay.
He's a lot younger than you.
By like 2 years. By like 2 years.
All right. All right. One of them is a race car,
Yeah.
and the other one is an airplane.
Okay, which I take it as this
And
one.
I'm
Yeah.
Assuming.
And to the best of your knowledge, it all works.
Yes.
It's okay.
And he is the only one that played it. There was no kids.
So
It
he
was just-
treated it well.
Yes. It's just disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think this is a joystick.
Yeah. The joystick, exactly.
So,
Yeah. What did you have in mind?
take it from there.
Okay, well let me just search some of it to get an idea, because I'm not familiar with the brand itself, and then I'll have a better idea then. Is that cool? Thank you.
No.
All right.
No, we're keeping
So would
the
you
phones.
consider like 50 for the bins?
How much?
50? Is that as high as you can go?
I mean, that's kind of just, it gives me some room in case it doesn't work. I can,
Oh, I guarantee it works.
Oh, it
I
Yeah.
promise you it
I
works.
promise you.
You can bring it back if it doesn't.
We're actually like an hour away from here.
Oh.
I mean, what's comfortable for you? I just threw out a price, and then, you know.
Um,
Where'd you come up with your price?
She didn't come up with a price.
I didn't come up with a price because I don't know. I know Bobby paid a lot of money.
Right, but what are you gonna do with it?
It
What
would.
you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. For sure.
It's yours.
Okay, do you want the bin? I can bring it back.
No.
Could that be useful to you? No? Okay. There you go. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Fucking score, bro. Alright guys, so that was an awesome find. After doing the research on what those items go for, if I'm being conservative, at minimum we can get about $400 for everything that you saw included in that bin. And still haven't tested it, that's the only thing. And it's not because I'm like, you know, nervous that it's not gonna work. I just haven't had time to test it. But based off of the condition that it was in, I feel pretty good that it's all gonna check out. So as soon as we do sell that, I'll probably make some sort of video of like what sold. So taking a look now at what we found locally, back when we decided that we wanted to make garage sale selling our hobby, we also tested out Goodwills, thrift stores, and it was just so cold. Like we didn't find anything. And the few items that we did buy, I think they're still in the garage, have not sold any of them. Maybe we were just rookies to it as well, but we decided to go to this thrift store that had good reviews. It was like 20 minutes from our place that we never even knew existed. And we go, it was pretty good. We found a Wii with a game that was inside that obviously they wouldn't know was inside unless you powered it on, for $10. So that was a steal. We also got an Xbox 360 steering wheel and pedal set for about $11. And we also got a why am I blanking out on the movie? Oh, Twilight, the Wolf Kid. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Well, yeah, we found a Twilight series doll. I'll post a picture of it. Sells really well. We ended up getting that for about $7, $8, so not bad. And a whole ton of different Wii games and PC games as well for about $2 to $3 a piece. And the good thing about being there is there really wasn't any competition, so we took our time scanning everything, confirmed that, you know, everything we purchased was going to flip for a decent amount. So all in all, at our thrift store visit, we spent $50, and I believe, as always, being conservative, at minimum, we can turn that into $120 in sales, so about $70 profit there. The next item we found was that following Sunday, actually. Now, this one, I had to be a little pushy. I found it on Facebook Marketplace. It was 3 big boxes or 3 big bins of Wii accessories that somebody was selling. It just looked like a ton of wires and a ton of controllers, and there was just so much in there. But he had initially wanted, I want to say, he had it listed for over a week, and his initial price was at like $150. When I saw it, it had already shown that he dropped it to $100. I decided to come in and offer him $50. He said, you know what, look, if it's still here by next week, I'm willing to let it go for $50, but otherwise that's a little bit too low, and I feel like somebody's going to reach out and get it. I figured that's true. Somebody would go somewhere in the middle, $80, $90, and that's still a steal. So I decided to say, look, if I give you $60, would you be willing to do it before next week? Like, you know, I want to pick it up this weekend. I was a little pushy because like I could tell he read the messages and wasn't replying. Finally, he says, okay, let's do $60. Meet me here. I go, and I'll also show pictures. I think I have a little bit like a small recording of what everything looks like, but that was a steal. I paid $60, and although it was pretty manual to go through everything we had already, alone with the items that we have sold to date, were $200 in profit alone. And I still have a ton of all the accessories that came included. So that's going to be a really good one. And the other incentive I had to purchase it, I said, look, even if the $60 goes to waste, there's enough things in there that can teach me more about consoles, because it wasn't just Wii accessories. We ended up finding PS2 controllers, PS3 controllers, wireless Xbox controllers, memory cards for GameCubes, a ton of GameCube and Nintendo Wii power cables, video cables, Monster video cables, the brand Monster. So there was a ton of really good stuff in there, and honestly, it was just a good way to get educated on all the kind of things that exist, because growing up, I didn't really play video games. So coming into it, I know that the video game market is hot and you're able to make some good money, but it obviously helps if you know what the hell you're selling. So that was an incredible find. My wife initially wasn't too happy because there was just so much to go through, but it's sorted now. We have a system down for it, and as you'll see, as I go through the list, we've been able to get a few more Wiis at a crazy cheap price, $10, $15, $20, because people say we're selling the Wii, but it doesn't have power cables, or it doesn't have the sensor, or it doesn't have the video cable. But because we have so many accessories and all those cables, we're covered. We're able to buy any of these consoles, honestly, with no power cables and be covered because we have so much of it now. So that was an awesome find. I'm pretty happy with that one, and we're probably about 20% of the inventory in. Meaning we still have 80% left. So that was a pretty good one. The next item I want to call out that we found locally was a Nintendo 64. Now, this was going for $40. It came with 2 authentic controllers and 4 games. It was 007, Blitz, and then 2 Mario games, Mario Kart and Mario Golf. So I know that Mario Kart on its own can sell for like $20, $25, and Blitz somewhere between like $15 and $25, give or take. So those I'll definitely sell individually, and then I'll sell the console with the other 2 games as a bundle. And I think I put for that, being conservative, turning 40 into 100, so $60 profit there. Shortly after that, having that big batch of cables that came with that big batch of Wii items we found, I found another Nintendo 64 on Mercari, and the person was selling it as is. He said last time he powered the unit, it worked, everything was good, but that he just misplaced the power cable and misplaced the video cables. I decided to take the risk. All in all, it was going to cost me $32 free shipping to get the console and test it out. Glad I did, because everything checked out, so that's another solid flip there, and I'm able to leverage the big box of cables that I have. Let's see, this was a Wii console. This one was actually before I bought the big batch. I paid $35 for it. It included 4 authentic Wii controllers in there and 4 games. So what I'm doing now is anytime I find Wii consoles, if it comes with extra accessories, such as like a 3rd controller, a 4th controller, or any even honestly, if I wanted to be stingy, I can take 3 of them out and just sell the console with like 1 controller. But what I like to do to make it enticing for people to purchase off of us is I'll post the console with 2 controllers at minimum, and then some other accessories. So that was a good find. $35, a little bit more expensive than what we've been finding lately. But considering the games that came included, I'm okay with it. Let's see. I also picked up some GameCube games. I paid $17. It was 4 of them. Already we've made 30 off of them. It was Sonic, I forget which one, but a Sonic game was in there, so we sold that already. And then there was a WrestleMania one, and that one sold already as well, and I'm blanking out on the other 2 games. But $17 already turned that into a little over 30. So easy flip. That was while I was picking up other stuff too. Let's see. On Facebook Marketplace, I came across a. Is this the same one? No. This one was a steering wheel for the Xbox 360 with the pedal. It's this Ferrari style one. Paid $40 for it. Currently have it listed on eBay for $80, and I have received some offers. They were just too low. It was somewhere around like the 50, 60 range. So at the moment I'm holding it at 80. I think I'll probably hold it to at least December at that price, and if it still has not sold, then I'll start to send offers to the watchers on that item. Let's see. Another Mercari purchase. This was a GameCube. Same story. Somebody had it listed as is, no power cables, no video cables. Those are starting to become my favorite because you get them really cheap, and if you have the extra cables to leverage, then you're able to sell it for a good amount afterward. So that one, with the free shipping, we ended up paying $40, which was a little bit higher than I would have liked now, thinking back on it, but it's fine because one of the multiple GameCubes I have now is going to be for keeps. I figured that because I'm coming across so many gaming type items, and maybe it's just an excuse to have multiple consoles, but I'm going to keep a console of each type so that I can test different games and different accessories every time I find them. The one thing to note is I keep the shittiest conditioned one. So like from the Nintendo 64 that I'm gonna keep the one that's more scuffed up. From the GameCubes, I'm gonna find the one that's most scuffed up. Like, because to me it doesn't have to be in mint condition. Like, I'm good as long as it works. Then it's good for testing purposes. Another GameCube on eBay. We paid $30 free shipping for that, so that's better than the one that I just mentioned. And same thing, most GameCubes right now are going for, at minimum, at least where I'm located, which is LA, Los Angeles, is like 70. I'd say 60, but it's like anytime you see those, they go pretty quick. So I'd say 70 at minimum. And mind you, in my big batch of Wii accessories, a ton of GameCube controllers were in there. Note, they weren't the GameCube brand, but they still work, so all good with me. Nerf. I can't talk enough about Nerf, man. I came across it was a lot, multiple. It was a lot of Nerf rival Nemesis. It was 4 of them. Initially, I think they were asking like $120. And I asked to get it for $80, was able to secure that. It was right up the street for me. That $80 has already converted to $220. It was like a solid flip within like 5 days of buying it and reselling it. So I found that on Facebook Marketplace, sold it on OfferUp. It's just easy, honestly. These blasters sell so quickly that I'm always on the lookout at garage sales and locally to find them. Let's see. On OfferUp, I found another Nemesis. It was with another blaster as well. I paid $25 in total, and that one already sold on eBay for $55, not including shipping. So, easy flip there. Let's see. Do I have anything else I'm blanking out on? I think that covers most of it. The tally that I have here in cost is $539, and the total in selling is about $1,500. So if we just say $1,500 in sales minus $500 in cost, we're at about $1,000 in profit alone from these items that I found locally. So if we don't find a garage sale, I'm gonna find a way to get that itch out to resell something. I think before we go, maybe I can quickly go over some of the items that we've had from the past that have already sold, just so you can see that when I post, that profit amount that we're expecting to make. It's not just an estimate. Like we're actually hitting these numbers pretty frequently. Let's see. So I'm gonna go to what's sold already. So for instance, from like that very first episode that we had where we showed the trailer rack for the car, the basketball hoop, the weight system, like all those already gone, right? So those are great flips. That JBL speaker actually from the first episode, I realized that I priced it pretty low for the video's purpose, but we ended up selling it for like double that amount. So that was an awesome flip. We sold that locally to save any shipping costs. So that was a good one. But let's see what we got from eBay. Where is my sold items? Big items, big items. 2 more Nerf guns that sold for $96, not counting shipping. Those I think cost me like 10 a piece. Oh yeah, this was a good one. We talk about, you know, this is a good story. We had listed the Build-A-Bear box of items on OfferUp, and we put it on eBay as well. I guess we were just lazy and didn't actually bother to see what was in there, but somebody reached out when they saw the picture that we had posted of everything included, which I think we were trying to sell it for like a little over $25, and someone reached out and said, hey, are you willing to sell the Alice in Wonderland dress on its own? I didn't know what she was talking about, but the fact that she knew what she was talking about and she called a specific item in that picture out, I simply just went out to Google, I put Alice in Wonderland Build-A-Bear outfit, and then I realized which one she was talking about, and what do you know? On eBay it's selling for like $60, $70 alone, this little piece of cloth. So immediately I'm like, hey, sorry, actually we just finished selling this batch of Build-A-Bear stuff. I unlisted it, and she got greedy because honestly she could have just purchased it. We would have shipped it to her. We would have never known, but she didn't want to spend $25 on it. Instead she wanted to pay something less by like just for that specific item. So that was good because we just sold that like a week ago for $60, and the shipping on it was like what, $4. So that was a solid flip. Use that technique because that's actually the second time that somebody kind of hints something to me by asking a like question that's kind of like a little off. I'll do a little bit more research and I realize, oh, we're actually, you know, underpriced here. We can sell it for more. All right, let's see. Halo helmet gone, $76 there. Oh, we sold that microphone that I showed. I forget what episode that was. We sold that microphone for $180. And because we sold it through eBay, but they were local enough to where I could actually go drop it off to them. So I saved in the shipping. We paid $5 for that. So that was $175 profit. Money. And of course, I mean, eBay takes their cut, but I'm fine with that. Last one to round us off. What's a good one? The episode where we mentioned the, what is it called? Water Org, the organization where that seller was taking every $40 to build a well in different areas of the world. We had purchased the bag there for $2. It was a camera bag that goes around your waist. We sold that for $80. So, and you know, paid $2. So that was a solid one. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the different format this week. Hopefully next week we will have an episode number 8 to premiere. Until next time, we are Anything Everything Garage Sale Flipping. Peace.